fixtures. We did start with the Serie B matches, and that was ARC playing against St. Charles Ntinda, a game that St. Charles Ntinda won 3-2. And of course, we did have Bugema playing against Kampala University. Kampala University losing that one 3-0. We did have a friendly match between Italian side Friuli Senor against the national team select team for the girls. That was won by the Italian team 2-1. Of course, they did play best of 3. And we have just had the first ladies game, that is Serie A. And it has been between the ladies, that is Ndeje Elites, playing up against KCB Nkumba, the defending champions of the league. And of course, that one ending 3-0. Ndeje University did not turn up on the day. They refused to participate. And today, or right now, we are just waiting for a few minutes. We are going to be having the men's encounter. And this one is between Sporters Volleyball Club, the defending champions, taking up Kavc, the oldest club in Uganda. I'm going to be bringing you the team sheets shortly. Just hold on, get a cup of tea or a cold beer. Let me return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Uganda Volleyball Federation. We're live on Sporters Volleyball Club. Thank you so much, Sporters YouTube page, for showing the world Ugandan volleyball, and welcome to all the people who are online. We will have our first men's Serie A match for the league 2024 to 2025. I'm going to let the person with today introduce herself, but I'm so excited to be doing this commentary with her.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'm your usual Shamira Kalanzi, and I'll be working here with Coach.
A very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live at Lugogo, MTN Arena, and of course it is the league launch. Like I had earlier told you, I've had a series of games, and we are climaxing it off with co-supporters playing against KVC. And I'm sitting here with Banana, as we usually call him, but he's Guy Albert. He is the technical director of Sporters Volleyball Club, and he is the technical director of Sporters Volleyball Club, and he's sitting in for the head coach of Sporters. So, good evening, Guy.
Good evening to you and all members.
It is the league opener. What are your expectations for this season's league?
I believe it will be an interesting season for all the clubs, not only about our club, because all teams are doing well, and I can see they have beefed up for the league, but we are good to go.
How prepared is your team for this league, considering that they are defending champions?
Our preparations are not bad so far, based on the past game we are going to have and how the season will move, because we prepare as we keep going. Different games, different preparations, and the mentality for the team, how to move on. We are good to go.
Sporters is coming off after a loss at the National Club Championship Finals. Has this, or is this going to affect the team?
I would say it would, but it's not, because the other one's national champs and it is done. And maybe we lost on finals. We know how it happened, why it happened. It can't stop us from going ahead, because the team is there and we are good to go still.
Okay, let us talk about your opponents. What are some of those things that your opponents have that you think you want to capitalize on?
What I believe, our attacks are more strong. So we need to capitalize on that. We need to attack them more and more offensive. We know they have some good cover and some blocks. So we need to break through their cover. As long as we do that, we shall be good to go, because we can defend over them too. Yeah.
Coach Guy, I want to wish you success in today's game.
Thank you, please.
Okay, and that was from the coach Sporters. He was giving us a few details from their past experience against Nemo Stars from National Club Championships. And as you have heard, he says that is in the past, and right now he's just so focused on playing against KVC. So, Memory, what do you think KVC is going to show today, or Sporters? What do you expect from today's game?
Good evening, Coach. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Coach, this is the league opener. And of course, we did have a similar encounter last season when you were in the playoffs finals. How prepared is KVC against the same team that defeated them in the playoffs finals last season?
We are well prepared. We're well prepared and we're ready to show something we have been preparing for a long time.
What are those two things that you want to capitalize on against Sporters?
Block and cover.
Block and cover. You think that your block has gradually improved?
Yeah.
What is that particular weakness that you think Sporters has that you want to take advantage of?
Maybe service, reception, or middle, I don't know. Middle, I think also. Service, reception.
Okay, one last question. Last weekend, Sporters did lose a National Club Championship final. Do you think that this is working against them coming into this game?
I don't really think so because I don't know what I've been preparing in their camp mentally. But God knows what will happen. Yeah.
Any last words, coach, before we start this game?
Let's enjoy the game.
Okay, thank you very much, and I want to wish you success.
Thank you.
So Shamira, you had asked me a question earlier on. Please repeat the question.
Yeah, I had asked you about your expectations for today's game. What do you expect from the side of Sporters and what do you expect from the side of KVC, considering their experiences from the games they've played so far?
I feel like these teams know each other very, very well, and it can go down to the wire. But in the past, statistically, we've seen Sporters winning quite a lot of those. I will mention that in my reign as a coach, I don't think I managed to beat Sporters at all. And if Sporters takes advantage of that, we can see Sporters just using that advantage. However, KVC also knows the game that Sporters play, and I saw most of them last week when Sporters met up with Nemo, and most of the boys were there from KVC and they were watching. So one will be hoping that they did take a few notes from what Nemo did to Sporters regarding the service of how the Nemo guys saved Sporters, while at the same time we'll probably see a Sporters side who know how to take advantage of KVC, even as they've always done. So we hope it's going to be a very good match. What do you think yourself?
Yeah, I think it's going to be such an interesting matchup here today because these are some of the teams that have been in volleyball for such a long time. So every time they are playing against each other, you expect such an exciting game. You expect a vibe, that tough play of volleyball. So I'm looking forward to see what KVC can do here, because Sporters seems to be a little bit, should I say, angry from the loss of last weekend. So they are fresh from that loss, and I think they will look to push so hard to win this game. And then I think KVC will be confident because of the same events of last weekend. So they are confident that they can take advantage of that and maybe get the victory here. Yeah, so I think it will be exciting.
I agree with you in many ways. Normally we say you don't go against a wounded lion. So in this case, Sporters haven't won everything the past 3 years, the years that I've been here. Obviously, they must be wounded losing on this big trophy. But we will live to see when the refs blows the whistle. I see we already have our first question. Should I answer the first question on social media, or you're going to answer that one?
Oh, what happened to the lady coach for KVC? I think that's Abdul Hadi asking that. So I don't know, maybe should we go into those things now, or?
I thought you were going to say the lady coach from KVC is sitting next to me.
Yeah.
The lady coach for KVC definitely felt it was time to move on. She felt her time was up. She gave KVC a bronze medal and a silver medal, but also she got a family in KVC. KVC would always be a world for her, but it was time to move on and see what other avenues she can take. And hence here I am doing commentary and other things out there.
Yeah, and it's good to explore in life, by the way, because you keep learning new things, you explore new journeys, you do what you love, and then later you have
a few things, and it's a change.
Yeah, it's such a good change. At least you still get to watch the game that you love. So you're still there. You're still around.
Yeah. So one interesting thing, Shamir, that the viewers should then know is that both these teams are sort of like, we can say, missing the people who used to be on their touchline. Mugi is not there. The lady coach, who is myself, is not there. So it should be interesting out there.
Yeah, we are seeing so many new things here. Actually, we can also see a few new players in KVC. We can see they're lining up the setter, Jaze number 3, Kasuja. Oh, sorry, that's a 13, Chimera. And
Jersey number 10, Tony Kagawa, who's just come from high school and is at university now, and he's just started. But we can also see KBC are bringing back some of their older players. We see Kasuja coming back to the libero position there. And the young Bernard, jersey number 17, do you know him, the left-hander?
Yes.
Yeah, so we see he's also this year playing for KBCA. He used to play for KBCB.
Yes, so they are trying to bring in as many players as they can to fill those small gaps that they've been having, or that of some of their players that they not have right now, like Alan. I think they've not had Alan for some time,
Yes.
so they are trying to cover up those gaps. But let's see what lineups we are having here today.
Yes. Let's see if it's going to be the usual lineups. I hope you know what I mean by usual lineups. Me coming from coaching, when I say usual lineups, I know how Sporters is going to start and how KBC is going to start. And from the looks of things, it's still the same lineups.
Yes, and it is a surprise here that Sporters is going to start their first setter, Moses Odeke, because previously the last game he was slightly having some health issues and was unable to play. But we can see here that he has started the game. So I think the coach feels that he is fit to actually start this game. And he's starting hard. As we can see, even Jonathan Kimkunde is also starting with Daniel Boom. So they are having those players, both opposites. Usually they're opposites starting up this game. So I think they want to work on their blocking and their attack.
Yes. Jonah is a versatile player, so that's expected. To me, it's no surprise having Jonah playing receiver attacker there. It's a good strategy because it means that the coach already shows, I want to go all the way out. So to me, I think it's what I would have expected. But we also see KBC there starting the two middle blockers, both the young boys, which I would say is also growth, but it's also a test because both these young men who are in the middle, we haven't seen them play in the Serie A. We saw jersey number 1, Christopher, last year being on the bench for most of the season, but today he's starting, and we saw Bernard was just coming in. And then the rest are obviously the ones that we know, Martin, the setter, Onapa opposite, and Chizo and Ayo on the receiver attacker position there.
Yes, and with those lineups, I hope we have such an exciting evening here with Memory. I'm actually enjoying having you here because I feel like we are going to enjoy this game.
I think so too. I told somebody who was supposed to be here with me, I was like, please just call it to come and do this. That's why when I saw you coming, I was so excited. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining here. I see Abdul Hadi says, thanks, coach. I'm now quoted. I have been confused. And Keshas Seta, KCCA. Oh, okay, Keshas, I remember you now. And then do you want to read the next message from Isaac Odongo?
Isaac Odong says that was one of the questions I also had, but then I get it now and I don't have much to say. But as Wike VC said, thank you so much. Yes, they thank you for the job well done for them. Okay, the game has started up here and you can see Duke picks that ball up and Moses starts us off with Daniel Boom, and it's a block out
from
KVC.
That's a break point from Sporters. So Sporters already having an advantage there with Okia starting on the service box. Okia, whom we saw last week, struggling a bit, but he's back because, he's experienced.
Yes, you can see that Joel Endra comes in with such a thunderous spike. He's also starting up with so much energy here. He wants to he's going to be one of the players that will be posing a challenge here for Sporters players.
Oh, definitely. For me, players to watch for, I would say Sam from Sporters, Onapa from KVC, Ayo from KVC, Duke, and obviously Jonah right there. And there's another boom from Sam as usual.
Yes, and I think we are going to see the setter using Sam so much here because he relies so much on him on scoring there in the middle. And you can see he has set him up just very early. It's just 2 points and he has set him up already. So KVC has to be aware that the middle is there. And we are also yet to see KVC trying to include their opposites
middle
and
and
their
opposite.
middles.
Definitely. I'm one coach who always say, if you will not win a game if you don't play your middle. So for me, I literally always say Sporters wins games because of their middle. And we saw how hard it was for them because they didn't play their middle in last week and they couldn't get that win. But we see Ayo there, who he also said is going to be a weapon, getting another kill through just wiping the block out and getting a block out there.
Yeah, it's a smart play there from him. And just unfortunate there on the service. It goes wide and gives Sporters another point. But he's a good server as well, Joel
Innocent Eye.
Ayo is a good server.
Oh, he is. He is one of their big savers. Just, I feel like players get to the service box and they don't take their time. You have 8 seconds, so use those 4 seconds to just breathe and look at your spot and pick your spot, and then you can save. And we see Jonah going for a jump there, which is an easy and
Yes,
another
Tizo picks that point.
yeah, Tizo
Goes
takes
high
the
on the
point.
hands.
Yes,
Takes
definitely. Yeah.
advantage of the
Tizo
clock.
is one skilled player who you can look at him and think, oh, he's short, but he will really use his height.
Yes, I think he knows he has Daniel there, and he decides to go very high. And
Definitely. Daniel just needs to cup those hands and get them over the net and press, what we call a press block. And we see Daniel getting one and getting through. Onapa failed to defend that one.
Yes, we are going to see Daniel being used so much because he's a strong guy on appearance and he can block and attack, and he has a very high reach there. So I think the setter will try to first use him so much and then later on try to...
He's one of the guys who's coming to Sporters and impressed me, actually. I mean, it's been a few months, not even a year. And Sam also is one of the good servers from Sporters, and he also gets a serve out.
Yeah.
Probably everyone just going 1-2 testing on the serve.
I think they are risking it at the beginning to see what they can do.
What do you think would be the scores? Just a prediction. What do you think would be the set scores?
It's hard to tell, but I would say a 3-1.
A 3-1?
Yeah, a 3-1.
I wish for a 3-2. I wish for a 3-2.
It is possible. It's possible to get a 3-2 here because with the way Sporters has been from the last weekend and KVC is fired up, they've had their time to prepare, and Sporters has been a little bit beat up. Yes, they've prepared, but maybe they're not really yet.
Yes, it needs the confidence. It needs the confidence. Onapa going for a save there. It looks to me like they're picking on Jonah, and Duke gets a point there, just going above the block of Martin there.
Yeah, and they are going to take advantage of both setters in this.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, Martin gave the first ball for Ayo. He gave it to him in 4 because he knew it was Moses there blocking. So, and you can see what Ayo was able to do with that. He was able to get that point.
And we'll see a lot of block lifting by the middles from Sporters. However, I'm not sure if the KVC middle is going to be effective, especially if they don't set for them, because then, and we see Duke getting a better of Martin again, something that we're from talking about.
Yes, and we are going to see that a lot. But Duke, hopefully his performance of this weekend could be slightly better than what we saw last weekend. You could see last weekend he struggled a little bit on the block there.
Oh, yes, he did.
Set him up with very high.
Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. I do feel like Duke probably still needs a lot of work in the skill set. And there goes Onapa taking that ball out and giving Sporters a 2-point lead. And most of the times, if teams don't get this side out points, it's difficult for your team to win, because side out points should be obvious points.
Yes, and the more you allow a team to continue to live and then you want to catch up, it takes a very long time. And you see now, it's now getting to a...
And that's another point, yeah.
And to allow a setter to block your attacker, there's a way it affects the confidence of your attacker in some sort of way, because you can see there, he's blocked by the setter.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
something that you wouldn't expect.
And
We are going to continue to see what is happening. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication there from Moses and Okia.
yes. And like I said earlier on, for me, it's hard to win games if you're not setting the middle. We see 3 good passes. What do you have to say that? And we don't see much in setting the middle. Yet, Moses, all the good passes, the system passes, Moses has taken that ball to the middle.
Yes, I think Martin needs to just give that one middle ball
Yes,
the
it's
middle so
one.
that they are aware that middle
Yeah,
is
mid
there.
is running. And
Tough
serving to the
catch.
libero works. I spoke about the libero earlier on.
Oh, it's an error.
Error.
Terrible error from
Terrible
the setter
error
there.
from the setter. Yes.
Good idea, but
Terrible error. I know.
error.
I feel like you need to have a high jump for that ball because yes, you had seen that there is no one. Let's see on the replay again. Yes, there's no one blocking him,
Yes.
and then but he dumps it to the net. So he probably needs to go up higher.
And I think he saw Duke was not
Which
there.
is also what
Yes,
yes.
a good idea from him, but was unable to get
Eh,
that point.
And we see he's already still starting to make a statement with these outside hitters, Onapa and Ayo and Tizo. They
Yes, I think
we are yet to see a middle.
a lot.
Yes,
So much more than in the middle. I
yes.
think the middle players are there mostly right now for defense than attack.
Attack, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. Let's see how long this can last. But the 2-point lead there that Spotters has, and Spotters are so good in their side out. Let's see what happens. And is the save there? Jonah has passed and middle. And
Oh, Emma is
the defense
blocked, but
is
it's kept
spoken
alive.
out.
Jonathan comes in hard off the block, but it's kept alive by KVC. Joel and Innocent Ayo comes in again.
And
Play and
he's on the bench.
it did not cross.
Did not cross.
It was,
Yes.
the ball touched the belt there, but you can see the efforts that both teams are making here. Both teams are blocking well. Both teams are keeping that ball up in play, and I think KBC is just being costed by its own
Side
errors
outs.
right now. Yes, the errors that they are making, those
And the
errors.
the Spotters scorers, he spoke about the defense for KBC. So which is what was seeing KBC doing very well. Yeah.
Yes, it's a good play there from Ayo. Wonderful play from him. He gets that dump. You know that dump that goes towards 4, you read well the defense and see that this person in 5 is
Oh, yes,
slightly
definitely.
far away.
Definitely.
And the person in 4 is waiting for that close up there. So,
Yes.
yeah.
That's what we need to see on volleyball players. They need to be so clever in their attack. We see Jonah getting that side out from that 4 position. I've always thought Jonah is lethal when he comes from 4 as compared to opposite. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
he attacks the ball. The kind of ball he wants to spike there is very quick, but very high,
Yes,
quick.
yes.
So it's slightly a challenge for the blockers
Yes,
because he
yes.
goes high.
Mm.
It's a good serve.
A decent
from
pass,
Moses.
and then we see someone going over the block, and that's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
It's a good play from him there.
Yes.
Yeah, going high off their hands because these Spotters blockers will try to put their hands across the net. And you have to find ways
So
to.
that's the
get
skill that
through.
we're talking about when we say Tizo has skill, and we see. But that was good effort as well from Spotters trying to retrieve that ball. So still a 2-point gap. Spotters leading, and that's a good save off system. And
I would like to see what service strategy both teams are having here because I see KVC is going so much after the receiver attackers.
especially the
Wherever
receiver
they
attacker
are.
in front.
Yes, especially
Yes.
the one in front.
Yeah.
But I think most of the Spotters servers have tried to serve in position 1. I
Right.
don't understand. Maybe that could be communication from both coaches on both sides.
So coming from a coach's view, my side as a coach, serving in position 1 always gives the setter a blind side. It means the setter can't see, especially when they are crowded and the setter is on 6. So it means the setter can't see the middle, the setter can't see the other attacker, and the setter only has 1 option pipe, 2 options pipe, or the 4 to set for.
Yes, it's another service error
It's
there
another
from
service error.
KVC, and I think it is from the middle.
The middle
Track
Bernard
number
there.
17.
Bernard Ocean.
Bernard, oh, that is
So
Bernard.
they are not opening their palms on that service box.
Yes.
And they're not taking that step backward to get that save, to say you want to really get it on court, so I need to make my steps and get backward.
Yes, you can see the coach talking to Bernard there on the bench, maybe explaining to him about the blocking.
And finally, we get that middle.
There's something to the middle from KVC. And maybe that is going to keep the middle players of Spotters alert that the setter can actually
And as a
use the
setter, you
middle.
also get that confidence to say, I've set my middle, who is young, first time,
scored.
and he has scored. Now let me keep giving him more.
Yes.
Emma is really looking and saying, okay, I see you. And we see Emma going in the middle there as well.
Trying to
and
make that connection. Onapa.
And they
Play from Onapa. Goes high, tries to. He takes off the energy on the ball and
he puts
just
it
lands
down. Yes.
right there in front.
Yeah.
So,
We can hear
from him.
the noise from what we call the KVC corner there.
I think it was some miscommunication there from Agaba and Jonathan on who to take that ball.
Oh yes, there was.
Because they were
Yes,
both,
there was.
both
They
in
were both
position.
there, and they were looking pretty good to take that ball, in a position to take that ball.
Service going again
Again to
after
the front, the receiver attacker in front.
But for
Someone touched the net.
For a receiver attacker like Duke, he's quite good on his reception. You can see even the technique
Yes, he is.
very
Yes,
good.
he is.
So
Yes,
if
he
he's
is.
moving on a rotation with Daniel behind, and you serve him and gives with the setter like Moses still, it will still give him
It will
options.
still be good options actually. And also they also have the pipe attack
Yes,
in
they have the
Jonah,
pipe, so-
attack in Jonah. So really pretty good options, I think. And we see the middle being blocked, but like we said, we knew that there was gonna be something coming in the middle again there.
Yeah.
And then the young man gets another block.
Yeah, it's a beautiful block there from Martin. I think
Yeah.
he's excited. You can see the excitement there.
No, it's the young man. It's the young man. Yes, it's the young man, Christopher. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
but I think it was a connection between
Connection,
both
yes,
of them. Yes,
assisted block, yeah.
a good block there.
Surely this game is meeting all the expectations that we really said we
It's
want
a
to
good
see from Ugandan volleyball, showing all our talents and all.
And this time Duke takes that
Duke
ball
one as
through.
well. Yeah, and there was actually 3-man block there. There was 3-man block. So I feel like it is important for receiver attackers, outside players, to be able to pass and follow, especially on such circumstances where they put him under pressure. They put the setter under pressure.
Yes, and I think the setter Moses is trying to keep Duke in play so that he doesn't actually get off. He's trying to. It's another point like that one being made.
Yes,
spotted.
yes.
I feel like Jonathan should be in position to play that ball because
Oh yes, definitely.
they're not like ladies
Oh, yes,
where
definitely.
you say you have a height advantage to cover that ball.
But also his takeoff didn't show that he was going to dump that ball. So
Yes.
Jonah should have been able to move out, or else the libero should switch and go to that position because it's no longer covered there.
Yes.
We see an easy service going to Agaba middle. We expected that,
You expect that ball seems like it's on court,
but it went out.
as you see from here, maybe we could get a replay on
A
that
replay.
one.
Oh
to
yes,
see.
we see. No, I feel like
I
Moses
feel-
is saying there was a touch. He's
And
saying yes, the ball was
saying
out,
it
but there was a
was
touch.
on. He seems to say that ball was on. But we are tied here 15-15. Oh, Abdul Hadi says here on the commentary, just in love with the commentary. Great. Thanks, Coach and Sham. You're really doing well. Thank you so much, Abdul, for staying with us since morning. I've been seeing you here. You've been on watching us. I am truly, truly grateful to you for being here.
And
Yeah.
Ayo just makes an enforced error there, another error. So those are some of the things that I always feel like KBC needs to eliminate. They've got a good defense there, which can give them the opportunity to make breakpoints. However, most of the times they make enforced errors on that side out. If they fix that, I think KBC will be one of those teams that really can be untouchable. We see my favorite guy. Guys, let it be known that this is my favorite guy in volleyball.
Or Team Dick.
Yes, of Team Dickens.
He's very, very calm and collected
Oh,
player,
yes, he
and the leader. He gives that leadership on court that teams always need.
Yes,
that
yes,
leadership
yes.
on court to push you. It's a good attack there from
Onapa.
Onapa.
From Onapa.
Very hard, and the fans seem to be enjoying
The
that.
fan seams to be loving that one.
Yeah,
And
you
scores
can see
at
they
her.
love that one.
Yeah.
Just a point from him.
That's actually a good block touch and good block cover by the libero.
Yeah. And Onapa was well prepared for that one. It is Tizo that set him up, and he went as hard as he should.
That goal was over. Are you noticing what KBC is now doing? And I do hope that the coaches Warren and Red, what we call Red, what's his name? The coach, the coach for the other coach for
Albert.
Albert. I hope they are watching that now. KVC is putting pressure on the service to the liberos, like what Nemo did. So that's one key point that they need to watch.
Yeah, good pick there from Duke. Jonathan comes in very hard,
yes,
to take away that lead that KVC had just for a few seconds. And it was the first time they had taken the lead in this game.
Oh yes, it was. And Jonathan is that one player who's going to see that there is no middle and use that endo where the middle should be coming to assist the outside blocker.
Yeah. And now they have 3 attackers on the front court there, same as KVC.
Both high. And decision when
it's a decision. I was about to say
decision when they same day and the ball is not running
and they Sam and
they Sam. Yeah,
it is shot number 70 going up against
Bernard.
Yeah,
Bernard, a young boy who just started, and then that takes Sporters to get the break point and they're leading now.
Yeah,
good passes there from KVC and
it's kept alive. Oh, good effort from Daniel. I think Daniel is one of those players that don't give up.
He's alert.
He's there on
and
the
Duke is
Let's see where this ball is
very
going.
well.
Oh, good decision. However, the block is there. Good play from KVC, and that's Onapa. Good play, good attack from Onapa there.
I like how KVC is getting those assists. Like the other people playing setters but getting it in the right zone there.
Yeah.
It's really looking good. And we see the KVC fans hyped up there.
Yeah, they are loving the style of play.
I think the camera should show us the Sporters side.
The Sporters side is a little bit
on the other corner, team save there and the setter has to dump it, but
it is Daniel and
they get it again, another chance, and Jonathan quick armsing on that one. Quick armsing. Jonathan's wrist is something.
So that is the Sporters side, as you can see. They're trying. They're showing us the fans, and it's like how Simbi has loved that one.
I feel like that's why he was really like, girls, you're gonna go on the comment. I'm not going. He really needed to relax and support in that game. But yeah, the game is really looking so nice. It's meeting the expectations. Both sides going hard, and we see a pipe there. And the ball lands after touching the band.
Jonathan started off with a jump service, but we can see now he has switched back to the jump float. I think he's saying that right now he needs to serve a ball that is that is consistent at the moment
on court. That's true.
KVC is making a substitution for service here, and we can see
that's a tactical service. That's Eddie.
Yeah,
that's Eddie. Yes, that's a tactical. Let's see if being a substitution for someone to serve, will they really, are they psyched up for it? You know, I love to see a player listen to the instruction and save something that will put the opponent on off system or something like that. And
it's a service error from him.
Yeah.
I think sometimes he's a young guy, and sometimes such players have some little bit of pressure,
especially with where the game is.
Yes.
That's true.
It's a very intense time.
That's true.
Game. And I think he was a little bit nervous on that one. Sam serves to the libero. Good pick. Through the middle. Slight touch there. And
the boy is shining.
Yes, he's actually doing well.
He's doing well.
And the setter has tried to.
Yes, he's doing well because
to go in the
like he had missed that one. But then at the same time, it also looked like he deliberately did it, which is a good thing. But Sporters is also still there. They are playing their most basic game because the service pressure is too hard. Moses just going on the outsides, and his outsides are managing to score.
Is defending quite well. And it's an error. It's an error from Endra.
That's from Ayo.
Oh,
from Innocent.
I keep mixing Joel Endra's names with Innocent Ayo, and that's because of last season how they would play with each other, diagonal to each other. So I think it's just I'll get used to it.
Yes, you will. I'll keep finding you. And that's another. Could it be also another service
strategy here from Sporters?
Let's see if Julius is able to get that, because right now Sporters could use with a break point.
Yes, and KVC has called the first time out of this game and their first time out as well. But we've seen the service pressure is too much on Sporters. And I think, like I said, every time they see that serve coming, they must have the Nemo game in their minds, because
true.
it was
That's true.
the Nemo service that actually gave them a very hard time to play that game.
That's true.
Yeah.
The difference, though, is that today they're able to use their outsides to score on those off-system balls. So it's like Duke and Tumugume Jonathan came in knowing that if they're gonna save us, it means it's all on us, because some time ago that position used to be called the bin. You get every ball that comes to your team and it's bad, and they used to be called power attackers. Score from anything.
Yes. I can see here Tugume John Baptist. Thank you for watching all the way from Kigali, and thank you for appreciating. He says the picture quality is definitely clear with an excellent commentator. Thank you so much for appreciating us. I'm here with Coach Memory Dube, assisting me here today. It is wonderful to have her here.
Yeah, I've always really waited for such a time as this, and we see Onapa there going on the right side, and
he's on fire on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, hopefully he can remain consistent, because he tends to get a little bit inconsistent in the middle there.
Yeah.
But if the setter keeps him on, he's going to be consistent.
One thing about volleyball, Shamira, is it's true that you can't play all the 3 sets alone. So I've always felt like the setter uses him more in the beginning of the sets. Then towards the end of the set, we think he's inconsistent, yet his energy levels will be a bit low.
Yes, and maybe he'll be a bit tired.
And Martin makes a good pick there, and we see Tizo setting on Upper. And Spartas has picked that very well, and there was a net call there, sadly.
Spartas has called the first time out here. Things are getting hotter and hotter.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But was that ball truly that far that Alan maybe couldn't play it over? I think he could have, you see where his position, I feel he could have just stood and sent it over. He could have tried that.
I also thought so, but then I'm thinking, could there have been a net touch that we didn't see?
No.
From Otim? Because he literally held that ball and carried it on his hands as if the whistle was already blown.
Oh, I think the referee just blew the whistle a little bit earlier. Maybe he thought the ball was too far for Alan to play.
Probably.
But I feel Alan would have played it.
Yes. And we can see Emma there and Sam having a few discussions. These two boys have got a strong relationship, and playing in the middle as friends has really taken them where they are.
I can see the double substitution has been reversed for Sported.
Oh, yes. I questioned this double substitution last week. I said, for me, there's really honestly no reason to take someone like Goom out, unless if you're really saying they are using the setter Moses to really get above him, but they are not.
Yes.
They are not. So you cause a dysfunctioning of the team on the early sides of the game.
Yes, and Daniel can attack that backcourt very well.
Yes.
Quite beautifully.
Quite quickly. And Moses can get those touches on the ball.
So, and they are serving to them, so they have to just attack that ball.
Yes.
In this moment, I feel they need an attacker who can actually score for them.
Oh, and there's Tizo on the service line, who also has got very good float saves as well. Let's see if he gets this one after the timeout.
And you can see Moses uses Daniel, as we have just mentioned right now. It's a good attack from him, and it's a block out.
And it's a backcourt attack.
Yeah.
And it scores. So at times we really need to think about it. Why am I doing it? Is Moses that bad? So yeah.
Yes, and KVC brings back their setter as well on the front court. I think they had brought in a blocker.
Yes.
But they've also reversed that substitution.
Yeah.
And we are seeing Duke is on service. What can he do? Because
Duke lately has been
float up.
He has been floating, though I would have preferred him to jump. The good ball there, and it goes to Onao.
Shut down.
Yes.
Actually, let me mention something. Your favorite player in Uganda, he is a very good blocker on the outside. He's a middle player, but those joining blocks that he makes, he's very patient. You can see he makes that block.
Also because he's left-handed, so he's blocking going to his strongest side. While other middle blockers, they are weak in blocking that position because it's their off position. But for him, that's his natural position.
Yes,
so it's easier
and the
for
way
him to
he joins on the outside is perfect. If we can remember if I could remind you of the season where Sporters played UCU on the final, league final,
Yes,
those last
yes,
points,
yes.
those last 2 blocks, they were made by the captain. Although it almost certainly seemed like it was Odong who had made the final block, but it was Otim.
It was Otim.
And he had come in later on in that game. He had not started the game, and we could see on both sides he was able to actually control Angiro on the block and also control their other attackers, both sides. So it's quite good in the middle. Maybe not, he may not be able to do so well at the moment
In terms of
on the
attack.
side. Yes, he's so good.
Yeah. For me, he's what we call a super sub, because he will come in and do exactly what you've asked him to do.
Yes, and he's a leader on that. Duke to serve.
So we see
It's another good serve from him.
service,
Good
but it's
pick.
going to the
Can they
libero.
make another
And then
block?
Unapa-
It's another error. This is what I was trying to talk about as in terms of errors. I got on Anapa's side, because I feel like right now he wants a point and he's trying to do what he can to get that point, but now he's not passing.
For me, it goes back to where I think the setter should give that Onapa that room to breathe. That's quite a good set.
Yes.
But if you should be able to understand the person that you play with. He has played for you from 1 up to 17. Give others who you know, okay, we can finish the game with these players. Just allow him to have those mistakes.
And it's
So
also
now another error there.
Set. Sporters has taken that.
So, and we've ended on errors again. So I think Kavc needs to really be on point with those points. Kavc really needs to think about those finishing points. Try and look for a plan, because the game has been so much fun. The game has been so much interesting. Bringing in that young man on the middle. Maybe try the young man who's there as well in that middle.
I feel like that ball they gave on and he attacked out. If the setter had given to Ayo, maybe Ayo would have scored then. Yes, he has attacked this one out, but that one he could have made for him a point.
It's true.
Yes,
That's
and
true. Yeah,
the reception is not bad. The reception is coming
the
to the
reception is
setter,
very well.
but
Yes.
maybe just decision making.
Yeah.
And you can see the middle he's having there. He gave him one time, Sam blocked him, and
then that was it. Yeah, that was it. As compared to the other one,
take him off.
he
Yes.
gave him and he scored, and then he gave him again.
Yeah, but let's wait for the second set and see what changes the teams are going to make in their style of play. Some teams could make substitutes. Let's wait and see what is going to happen.
This is the launch of the season 2024-2025. Our champions, Sport S, are looking on to maintain their playing record. Set 1, Sport S 25. Kavc 22.
Welcome back. We're live on Sporters Volleyball Club YouTube. Sporters versus Kavc Serie A men. Today is our league launch day, and Sporters is already leading 1-0 in terms of sets. That game finished. That set finished 25-22. Shamira, what do you think Kavc needs to do now?
I think KVC has to minimize their errors. As simple as that, because if you see even those last 2 points that Sporters got, they didn't make an effort to get them, surely. It was unforced errors from KVC. So KVC has to minimize the unforced errors and also to know who should make for them a point in the most crucial moment. And we can see on Sporters' side, Team Dickens has now started. They've made a change. Okia Emmanuel is now off for this set. But
I'm wondering what's happening with Okia, because in the previous games that they've played, about 2 games, he's been subbed up often. Yet we should be seeing Otim going to his retirement.
I think there are moments when a player, because I'm also a player, and maybe this game, I'm a libero, so this game you could receive well and maybe defend, but then you find like the next 2 games you struggle a little bit with that. I think sometimes the player's confidence in something can be a little low, and that would affect the way they play. But then later on, as they keep training and playing more games, then the confidence can come back.
Okay, and it's 2-0 to Sporters. They were first one, Goom getting a kill attack straight up, and the second one, the ref saying, Martin, you rushed before the ball was tossed. So that's going to be a rotation foul there, and that leads to Sporters to 2, and another pass ball.
And you can see Moses is serving so much in position 1. I think being a setter, maybe he feels it would be more difficult as well for the setter the other side. But good play there from Onapa. He catches that ball. But I feel like Agaba should be able to pick that ball.
And especially considering that Onapa on that side is a bit weaker, so you should see that, here he's going up to dump. Moses making a statement in the middle, the ball goes out. And that was Otim. Remember what you said?
Otim, yeah. That's the first attack from Otim in this set. It's a small error there from him. Ball touches. I think it touched the belt. Actually, it touched the belt. It's just unlucky for him. The belt can change the direction.
It does. Yeah. But also we saw Ayo shaking his head saying, I didn't get a good hands on that ball. And that's
where is that ball?
It's on court.
Is saying the ball is on, but what is the referee saying here? I think the referee has given that point to KVC. What is he saying?
That ball it looked like on court from where we are.
KVC are claiming that maybe it touched Jonathan on its way out.
Yeah. Let's see that ball coming through on the replay.
It's out ball, but
Jonathan.
It seems that the ball touched Jonathan a little bit. Replay here once.
That's why, Shamira, at this point in time, we need to be able, it touched Jonathan on the shoulder. That's why we need to be able to get challenges and all, but I'm not sure if there's challenges like that to say block touch on his elbow. But
I still feel that Moses should have set that ball in 4.
Oh yes, that's true.
And not to Jonathan, because it took him this far, and the 2 blockers are waiting. The middle blocker is waiting for him. He can easily join in 2.
And we have Ayo sending that one out. It seems like he hasn't gotten the rhythm on his serve today.
Yes.
His serves are either too easy or they're going out. Good set there.
But it's a net touch there from Daniel. And he says he didn't touch the net. But I think he touched that one. We could see it from here.
I think he touched that one as well. I don't know why he's refusing. From here, I really did see a touch. But such is volleyball. But such is volleyball. Look at that.
Oh, it's not him actually.
It's the attacker. It's a team.
Yeah, it's team.
I probably didn't see. I thought it was the attacker.
It's a team who netted. That's why Daniel is insisting that he did not touch the net. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and an overpass there, and
like I said, Daniel he tries to defend there.
So you see, this is when to use Onapa, and then towards the end of the set, use other players.
Can use other players.
So Win, can score.
Yeah. But we can see
Moses was still moving there and the block was late. Yes. The young man Bernard serves. At times he does get his services very well.
Good pick from Duke though. Back set, I think every time the ball goes to Daniel, you expect a point unless he makes an error from himself.
He's high. He's very high.
It's very hard to make an error on attack.
He's very high, and he's got a high contact. Look at his contact of the ball, but look
Yes.
at his jump off the floor as well.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
taking the ball down very, very, very high.
You can see
Thin.
the court, and he can do whatever he wants. We have the captain there talking to the ref. We don't know what he was saying, but then he goes to serve.
Good serve from him, but seemed like it was a little bit out. Tizzle comes in hard, takes it on to Jonathan, and Jonathan is unable to keep it in play. I think Jonathan is still he's feeling a little bit shaky there in defense in position 6.
Oh,
because
yes, he is.
It's not his usual position.
Oh, yes, he is. But we
he's a
also
bit
see
shaky
Goom also. That was Sam actually. They went Sam side. So instead of Sam blocking to assist, we see Sam blocking Goom side. And at times there is a temptation by middles to want to follow. Let your hands block where you are because you are assisting. And then another rotation foul. The refs are serious today.
Yes,
the refs are very serious
and a
today.
rotation foul on Sporters. It's now 6 points for KVC, 4 for Sporters. KVC is having the lead here in this set. They've
It's actually
started quite well.
7.
Oh, it's 7. It's actually
Yes.
7. 7 points for KVC.
I like what I saw from Warren, who's on the touchline today for Sporters. I saw him telling Moses, don't talk to the refs, let's correct it. Did you see that one?
Yeah, he talks to him and
Mhm.
tells him to continue the game. Oh, by the way, we had actually forgotten about Sam because we did not see him attack so much in the first set.
And
I
we
think he
didn't see him
attacked
block.
like 2.
And we did see him block, which is
Yes,
not usual
yes.
from Sam.
But you can see that ball, it's a connection from him and the setter, and he takes it very hard.
Mm.
I think he also has a high reach on the ball. He gets that ball from very high, and he's taking advantage of our youngster there in KVC. Ball is kept alive.
Good defense.
Daniel.
Good defense
Good
by
defense.
Sporters. Let's see if KVC can retake and they give a pipe and they score. But what also we forgot to mention, why we probably didn't see Sam, is that I felt like there was a point that KVC was out-saving Sporters.
Yes,
Because Moses was all over outside the 3 meter, where we spoke about how the outside attackers were doing a great job scoring from those off-system balls.
Yes, and he was struggling a little bit there to set all his attackers out there. He was trying to send balls in for
All the way from Sudan, jersey number 6, Goom,
Daniel.
and Tito says
And
that one.
service error from Tizo.
Tizo.
I think KVC, the servers who you expect to actually serve for them in this game are struggling a little bit.
They're really struggling
Tizo,
today. Yes.
Ayo, Innocent.
Yes. And suppose they come to the game, we could really see a change in this game. I think they are overthinking that Sporters hasn't been doing well,
Yeah.
and they're really.
Oh, it's an error. And I think that serve went to Joel. Innocent. You know, I feel like Sporters is now. Yes, Daniel has subbed to Innocent. I mean, Duke has subbed to Innocent. But I think that's communication from the coach there, because I think they want to take him to take him off of attack.
Yes,
and as you
that's
can
true.
see,
That's true.
I feel Setter is on the front court, so the players have to.
And you can see
Yeah,
even his
good block
attack
there
there
from
has
Moses.
been slowed down, and out goal by John.
Did he get the hands?
He was looking for the hands, but he didn't
not.
get them. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel Moses should have put that ball on a pipe there, because you see where he is there. He tried to send it, but it was a little short for Jonathan, and he had to force it outside. But Sporters is trailing 2 points. It's 9 for KVC, 7 for Sporters. It's been 3 points, but now they've
Two.
taken it to 2.
I would say both teams starting a bit shaky on this second set. It's
Yes,
as if
yeah.
they've turned down that volume thing that we're talking about. And that ball had gone over.
Oh,
I
think it was KVC is saying that maybe it was an overreach there. But just sometimes the ball is in the middle and both players are able to touch it, and you can't
Oh
see
yes, and you can't say yeah.
And the fact that the setter is on I think it was
It was over. Yeah, we are privileged to be able to see it well here. The refs can't. But now, for me, it's the idea that don't stop playing. If the referee hasn't blown, continue playing. You know, we don't have a challenge system. There's nothing that you can do
you can see
because you can see it was way over.
It seems like The referee thought the setter did not touch that ball.
Yes.
Because it seems that he saw this as though the setter did not touch that ball.
And KBC gets a quick side out there.
Yeah, it's a service error.
Service error from Sam.
And wow. He's also struggling a little bit on his service, and yet it's a good floater. Oh, it's another service error. Service error after service error from both teams. And you can see now Spotters is just 1 point away, and that's because of errors again from KVC.
Like we said, just this set, both these teams are not looking like they've stabilized. They're looking like it's the first set, yet it's the second set. At the same time, players are going up there to talk to the ref, which for me always causes a discord in a team. That's a good set.
It's a perfect set there from the setter. He takes the block away for Innocent and leaves him with one block. And
yes,
Daniel is this side and he delays to get to that ball.
Yes, you didn't think that set was gonna get there. And I'm still looking for those blocks from Spotters. We saw one by our team, but I'm still looking for more because Spotters is not Spotters without their block. And block by the young man there.
Yeah, from the
young man.
Ball goes to Daniel. It's that ball did not cross.
Yes. I will tell you why that boy is able to block our team. I don't know if you noticed that he's also a left-hander.
He's able to block.
He's also a left-hander.
Yes, yeah. So they are
better of the middles who are left-handers.
Yeah,
the same,
and they understand each other.
Oh yes, definitely. They're speaking the same language. But quite an interesting game there. Another error from bonus point on service again. He has Spotters to capitalize on these errors by KBC. Honestly, we saw them getting the better of the first set when these guys were making service errors. I feel like right now they need to just get in control.
They're also having their own struggles. Their defense on the net, which they usually rely on, is not actually working very well. Let's see, can they block this one? Still no block, and there's no defense behind there. I think Jonathan has not made any defense behind him.
6. Oh, you're right. Like
now
you said,
they were trailing 1 point, and now they're trailing 3 again.
Yes.
And the more you keep trailing, as the points keep moving, you start to lose the set.
The set, yes, that's true. And that was a placed ball. You could tell that Tizo had no way to go hard on that ball. It was a set that was coming towards him. So he said, you know what, I'll just try and place it between 1 and 6. And he found a spot. Another service error
there from KVC. KBC has given Spotters so many points on
so many points
errors.
The coaches are not going to be happy. We the commentators are not happy as well.
You can count the points that Spotters is making here in this set, because KBC has made about 5 service errors.
I like that kind of statistics. So it means they've only scored 6 points.
Yes.
KBC has scored the rest for them.
Yes, and KBC is making their points, but the errors are just consistent. And now they maintain the 3-point lead. Good play there from Tizo. Sees the gap and puts that ball there.
And funny enough, that was Sam and our high tallest blockers. They left that small team, but you don't leave it for a guy like Tizo.
Yeah, he will find a way to go through. But I think Tinis just need to improve their defense in the backcourt at the moment. Oh, it's the first time we are seeing Duke coming in as hard as that in this set.
That's true.
And he's left there with one blocker, and he comes in very hard.
Very hard, yeah. I tried, but that was like...
the middle jumped with...
6-meter line.
Yes, the middle jumped with Sam. It's understandable there because Sam can attack a ball.
And that's what you want your middles to do.
Yes.
Get that man off so that the outsiders can enjoy quite a good side out there.
But now they would have to defend because their defense is failing to work, and the service has to also work for them. Can they be able to capitalize on this ball? Wow. And you can see that for you. That's something that should not happen on a team.
That's something that should not happen. But yes, like we said, you need to watch out for players like Tizo. Tizo will not just play any ordinary volleyball. He will find
Daniel so far away behind. He tried to play that ball, but there is no one the other side.
Daniel is backcourt. That's not his ball.
Yes.
That ball should be played by the player who's on the fourth side, or even himself going up to the barrel. Yes.
And his Duke has come in hard again. And if they get him moving, it's going to be a good thing for them because they'll now have Daniel and they'll have Duke, and Sam is still on the front court there. So they need to take advantage and score when their setter is still on the front court.
But also you see the KBC libero moving to cover behind the block. You need to cover in your zone where there's
Yes.
space, where you don't see the blockers, because no attacker is going to go over the block. And we
Oh.
see a defense there. Can they get a side, or it's defended
It's a
by
free
KBC and a good set. And Ayo says, I'm going to score. And Gaba seems to be stuck on movement today.
Hagaba is a little shaky today, and you can see
Yeah.
Moses
And he's not
trying
happy.
to push him there.
He's not
They're
happy with
failing to
himself.
catch up these 3 points. It's very tough for them.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, but that's good play by Innocent Ayo. They're noticing that there is quite a space there.
yes, and Sporters is making a substitution here. They are bringing in Jazz 14, Jonathan. They are bringing in Mururi Emmanuel, Jazz 9, and Jonathan is going out. I think they are trying to bring in a faster attacker to see how to do better, and also to bring in a better defender.
Oh yes, we
on
will
the
say it
defense.
several times. Another
Service
service error. That is service error number 7
Yes, for
from
KVC.
KBC.
So technically, Sporters has only made 7 points, and the other 7 are just errors from KVC.
That's true. That's true. I hope they work on it. But these are 3 points for Sporters. But also Sporters seems to have forgotten to give KBC service pressure, because KBC, they pass very well. They
Yes.
pass very well. Their issue is just their
It's another error there from Innocent. I don't know. I feel like he's attacking better from the backcourt, but on the front court he's struggling. And like I said, if they consistently serve him, it gives him that service pressure,
Yeah.
and he may fail to concentrate on his attack. But Sporters is now trailing 1 behind, and KVC has called for their first timeout. And I
Can
think
I
the
say
first
something?
timeout of this set.
They've called for their first time out, but also what has happened? First, there was a service out, and then secondly, there was an attack error. So for me right now, I'm like, what does KBC need for their players to eliminate these errors? Because no matter what tactical advice you can tell these players, except now, do they want to just save underarm and get Sporters hit in the middle? No. So they need to think about it. You know, I'm really now speaking like someone who's invested. But yeah, they need to eliminate
work
those
on their
errors. Yeah.
unforced errors and see what to do. But it's now 15-16. Sporters is serving.
Oh,
Sam
yes.
is serving.
Oh, yes.
He has been inconsistent on his serve.
Oh yes,
So
he has tried.
let's
He has
see,
really
can
tried
he
to put it
this
on.
one on.
I think he will. He has really tried to calm himself down.
Yes.
And you've seen them eliminating
But
errors
you know,
and
he's,
just playing.
he's such a risk taker on the serve.
Yeah,
It's
another error.
Sporter has now faced off on the play, and now Sporters has caught up. I don't know. KBC tends to mess up in the most crucial
Important
points.
points.
And now the errors, they're making so many errors.
Yeah, I'm
They're
not
catching
sure
up
though
to
of the
them.
height of the sets. I see the attacker saying mine, but I'm not sure, because Seb is just crossing the ball right there. So you need the KBC setter to put those balls up high in the sky, and we see. Let's see if Onapa
Oh,
sends the ball out as
Onapa
well.
sends the ball out
Out.
as well.
Yeah, and
And,
that's how many errors now? 4
I think,
errors.
there's an error on the
On the
score.
scoreboard.
I think they
Should
give
be
that.
eight.
By Team Kings. 9 out.
Point, not KBC. 17-16. 18-16. 17.
And finally, Sam, after just catching up there, makes an error. Just pardon us, the scores there, we are correcting the scores. We hope you are enjoying it though. We hope we're enjoying the game. Ugandan volleyball.
Isaac
Serie.
Odong is saying, I feel the vibe. It's really Pepe, as in hot.
Do you know that Isaac Odong is now a KVC player?
Oh.
And he's probably one of the missing links in this game. I wonder what he will give to the table when he comes. Middle there.
Let's wait and see. An impressive block there from Joel Endra and the young star.
I think there was a net touch there.
Oh, the referee calls a net touch.
The referee calls a net
But it's
touch
a good
there.
block. I feel our team is not the best.
Oh, there was a net touch as they went up
I think our team is not the best on.
on middle attack.
Oh no, he's good, but not on that steel ball because he's a left-handed player.
Oh, yes.
So he wants to attack a ball that is slightly moving so that he gets it on his arm.
Oh yes, I hear you.
Yeah, so on his hand so that he just brings it down.
We saw the coming in of Endra replacing Ayo there. Endra is a veteran, I would say, at this point in time, but still playing in Serie A. So you have to be careful. Endra will use you, and we see Endra going on that hard save there. Onapa, can he get something? Onapa goes for a dump that is peaked, and that is going to cost.
And I was sure where I'm sitting right now that Moses was going to backset that ball, because this is a player that KVC has not seen in the first set, and they're just bringing him now. Yes, they know he attacks such and such a ball, but in the game they've not yet looked that. And you can see even the middle was a bit late because he attacks a very quick ball.
Very quick, yes, yeah. And he's also a veteran at this age. I mean, experienced player, like those players that they'll be like, okay, let me think, let me apply myself there. Can we see a middle? No. We see Tizo going easy, but that's peaked. We haven't seen a lot of middle sets from KVC, or rather both teams in this set.
Yeah, and there's a miscommunication there from Agaba and Moses. I don't think Agaba should be there to set that ball, because the setter is perfectly in position. He did not cover that ball.
Oh yes, that's the setter's ball. If the setter isn't defended, unless he is called to say I'm far, there is really no reason. There's no reason.
And I think this is the substitution that's been made is also service oriented, should I say. They want to look for the serve.
We haven't seen most of the substitution services working today from both teams. So let's see how it goes for this one. That's Aliabu Emma.
Yeah.
Also one of those who's been at KVC for some time now.
Yeah, so last season he was doing quite well. But if you guys out there who are watching could see Memory's face here, you would be, I probably think everyone at home, their face is like that. Even here in the arena, my face as well, because it's a shock. It's an error.
Okay, I feel like right now all he needs is support from his teammates, yeah?
Look at the points. It's 20 for Sporters and 19 for KVC.
And it is that crucial moment where we spoke about, where we said KVC needs to do something to finish that game.
And look at the front court that Sporters is having at the moment.
That's true.
Yeah, so unless maybe they fail to defend on the block, but that front court, you can see that.
Yeah, and they're getting to Goom, and Goom is blocked. That was too tight on the net again to Goom. And Goom is blocked, and I want to give it to Goom, and Goom is going to be blocked again.
Once more, he keeps attacking and attacking and attacking.
Yeah,
and he's blocked again.
But also, I don't understand why you would keep giving Goom all those balls, because that's not his his advantage position. That's not his natural position.
I think the setter has no option.
Okay,
he can only send the ball in form. But I feel Daniel could have just sent the ball over and maybe they defend. But I can see now they're making the substitution. They're taking Onapa out. Yeah.
I think it's more of a block substitution, because we haven't seen Onapa towards the end of the set doing much work. So I would agree with this substitution to say, okay, would rather have Smith, jersey number 12, coming in to block there. But I would anticipate that they might set to either to Tizo or try and set in the middle, because those are like would be maybe your weakest blockers compared to the other guy who's there. But let's see what Moses decides to set. But also let's see how Eddie saves.
Yeah, Eddie served out the first time. This time he takes it on. And as you would expect, that catch comes and it is good. And
it is middle. I would have done the same.
Yeah. It is obvious you have some there.
But I feel like the saver really went for caution. He kind of remembered my teammates haven't been doing well, and it's something he saw on the block. However, I would say such a save should then go to one instead of going to where the setter can see.
And it's another point for Sporters. I think Tizo tried to go on the line there. Is it Tizo? Yes,
that's Tizo. Yeah.
He tried to go on the line, but he couldn't get those hands from Duke.
For me, you know what I'm counting right now? That's another error from KVC.
Yes.
And first error at the crucial moment.
I feel the setter should have sent that ball to
Smith
to 4 here, because he's having Moses there. But also, you not to underestimate him, because he's a patient blocker, so you can't know what he can do. But it's better you send the ball there than than to send it to Tizo behind where he has a higher block.
To me right now, I'm not really sure where the setter should have sent the ball, because it looks like KVC, just the minute they get to 20s, it's like they get stuck. They really need a solution. They need to
Maybe they get nervous because they feel they had, because I mean, it's been a long time since how do I say, KVC hasn't beaten Sportes for some time.
Yeah.
So I think when they get to those points, they get nervous.
Yeah.
Actually, you get nervous if you're playing against a big team.
Yeah.
And you're also having expectations from yourselves that now you feel you can actually do it at this point, and then you start losing it.
Yeah, they need to relax and just take advantage of the fact that spotters in their heads also know that this is KVC. They will make the same errors as well.
I feel like KVC should just come to play this game as though they have nothing to lose.
That's true.
This is a hard team.
That's true.
So if you play and give it your all, have nothing to lose, you can play well and probably even win. Like they played against Nemo that time in playoffs. They gave it their all. Yeah.
That's one of my strategies when I coach. I say, you would rather go home saying I played my best but I lost because the opponent was better, as going home saying, what should I have done? Let's see, 21, 22, can they defend? They've got the highest blocks. We have Smith, we have Ayo who's back in, and we also have Christopher. So let's see
and that
if
is
they can get, and that is,
but I don't know why we are seeing some
shoes.
Is it an advert? It's a service error, like you've mentioned, another error, and you can see this is a crucial point.
Do you think they need someone to tell them to take one step backwards? I mean, it's simple. Take one step back.
I think in this moment you're scoring, you're making your points. Just serve that ball on.
And 17,
the first time we are seeing Augustin in the National Volleyball League. Yes, we saw him in NCC, but since last season, this is the first time we're seeing him step on court in the National Volleyball League. Is he nervous? What can he do?
He can only block. I mean, let him get in there and say, you know what, the coach has put me to block and I will get that block. And
I feel he's quite nervous.
That serve is in. That's an A service.
It's an A service.
From where we are, the ball is in, and that's set point.
Oh, I need to take a deep breath because this game is so exciting. Ball is on. Yeah, we can see from here. It's inside. I feel like I thought KVC had this. I thought that they were pushing so hard, but I think they've put themselves on that.
My worry is always how KVC finishes games. KVC is all the potential. How they start so well. But my worry right now is the finishing. We know they'll give you the challenge. We know they'll make the game interesting, but we need to finish. We need to finish games, and they get a net touch
there.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a chance now.
But you can already see though their body language right now is really defeated. Now they've gotten into their own heads. They are now aware that, guys, we're not finishing. And the moment
you
players
can see even
like that,
the front court has attackers they've not played with in the first set, even at the start of this set.
Yes.
So we don't know if the catch is good. Where is the setter going to put this ball?
I feel like the setter having Emma in front and Sam is going to give Sam. I knew that was going to come.
I actually thought that ball would go behind in two.
But why would you do that if you've got Sam? Like you said, you've got two attackers who are not really your attackers that you're used to. And the ball is a system ball. Yeah. So you just give the person you are used, just like Martin is giving most of the balls to Onapa. So you know what is going to happen there.
But either way, do you know why I feel they would have still made this point? As long as that catch has reached the setter and Sam has moved, both blockers were going to jump with him, and they did. They jumped with him. He had two blockers there on that last point. So even if you backset the ball, this guy behind may not have a block because the person in four is blocking with the middle as well.
Do you see KVC coming up to get a set? Do you see KVC working on their errors? What are your thoughts?
I feel they could still push because they are playing well. They're taking this team into 20s, 22, 21. I feel they could push themselves and actually get a set here. And the moment you have a set, you have confidence to actually take the next and the next, and you see what to do. We haven't seen any blocks. We haven't seen any
from both teams
threatening play from spotters at the moment. It's just feeding on the errors of KVC.
You are right. I also agree. because I'm like, besides a few points maybe from Sam and Jonah, we haven't really seen KVC being beaten to say, you know what, it's over. But we've seen KVC punishing themselves by making lots of errors on the service line, lots of errors on the side out. And the minute you make errors on the side out, at least on the service, we can say, okay, you get a side out. But you're making errors on the side out where you should be getting a side out. Then it means you have given the opponent a break point from nothing.
Yes, and we've been saying that since the start, because we saw earlier on it was 13 points. KVC had a 3-point lead. They kept on having that 3-point lead until they made those service errors and attack errors of from Innocent and Tizo, and then they caught up. Sporters was able to catch up. So they caught up because of the errors. So can KVC be able to cancel out those errors in the next set? Maybe that could give them a chance for a set.
Let's watch and see what KVC is going to do to eliminate those errors. I do feel like all their players are in this game, but their errors are costing them. Welcome back. All right, we are going on to set 3. We were up here just complaining and just wishing that KVC should just save and we see a good game. Let's hope that they've spoken about that. But we are back on set 3, Sporters 2, KVC 0.
Have you seen a change in the Sporters play? Now we can see Muluri Emmanuel is on. And also they've made a little bit of a change. Otim is starting on the front court and Sam is starting on the back court.
Oh yes, I see that. And we also see KVC has started with the young men, I think.
Yes.
Setting. And Aliabu has started
And
as
Aliabu
well.
is
He
in
started,
the
yes.
middle, yeah.
Oh, it's still Martin setting. And
With attack from Otim, that it is saved.
yeah.
Onapa comes in with the dump and he's shut down by Otim, as you can see.
Yeah. I feel like there's some times where Onapa is very high and should just take that swing. But anyway, probably he would have seen a better space, and the scores are 1-1 now.
And Moses
is
for
serving.
Sporters.
Moses is one player who at times can save very well, but lately his saves just go up there.
He's not floating as he used to.
Yeah.
His aim is just to send the ball in position 1.
Yeah.
That is what he's looking for.
I do hope all our good
hard.
savers, even Sam, even the KVC guys, as the season keeps going, they're going to get those service contacts and make the saves. KVC.
In the first game, I think all players are, should I say, taking it easy.
Yes.
They're not. And Emmanuel Mululi is going to disturb these guys somehow, because the type of ball he attacks, it leaves you with one blocker despite the middle blocker reading. By the time he's there, he can't. You see, Eliabu didn't make it, and that type of ball also forces you to net because
It's a big
want to
ball.
get to the
It's a big
court.
ball. You've
Yeah.
seen that it's fast. And
Eliabu
seen-
makes an error, and it's also a carry there.
I carry
the
them by
setter.
Martin.
I don't know what the referees here in our country actually based on to call a carry. Sometimes I feel it's not a carry. Sometimes it is. I don't know. I'm not a referee, but I would love to understand from their point of view what is a carry.
For me, what I know is a carry is when the setters hold the ball for several seconds. But the thing is, I don't know how many seconds because also if I'm a ref, am I counting? So these are some of the things that I'm like, it's a judgmental call. However, there are some carries that you can tell that the setter maybe got this ball from below their chest or something like that, or the wrist has dropped down.
But there are some setters who naturally they set like that. They have a slight hold in the ball.
Yes.
So I
And
feel
quick release.
yeah.
We see our team being blocked there
Yeah.
by Christopher.
Yeah, good
Eh.
block from him, and he went with him. Even Onapa
Onapa.
had also jumped on that one.
Yeah.
Good play from KVC, and they have the lead of this set. Good pick from Agaba. It's crossing. Oh, it's an unfortunate play there from him.
Yeah.
But I feel I have to mention it. Agaba is not playing as Agaba that we know.
Agaba is not playing as the Agaba that we know. A lot of errors on the pass. If the ball is served to Duke or the
Lot of-
other
even on
outside,
the
they
defense,
pass
even
very well.
if-
Yeah, he's hesitating. I'm not sure if he's injured. I'm not sure if he's training well, but you would know better. You see, Duke is trying to push that pass and actually score from that goal.
Yes, for Agaba, I think we shall see. Anyway, let's see. We've not seen so much of Duke, but he has scored the balls he has been given.
For me, Duke has
He's
passed
scoring.
very well today.
Yes,
he's passed
doing
very well.
What he's
What's supposed to do?
Yes.
So they're picking on him, and he says, "You know what? I'm just gonna be there."
Yes, I think he has decided to put his concentration on his reception first because he's a receiver attacker. He's there to receive first.
Oh yes, and there
And-
goes another miscommunicated defense. Both of them thought, okay, we have this because Onapa hadn't actually hit it very hard, but then lack of communication on time makes them to error, and the score is 6-4 to KVC. My worry is we've seen KVC take this lead, but we haven't seen them make use of those leads. And that ball goes down there. Onapa on the service box. Let's see if he can get an ace or if he can save to put spotters off their system. But that's an in-system, and definitely Sam will score that. I mean, we almost always know that Sam will make a side outcome easy until he is blocked. So I feel like at this point, KVC needs to watch out for Sam. And he did so well there, choosing an angle where Innocent Ayo had left, and we see a peak there, and Onapa going up high and being blocked as Tizo is just standing there and watching. That's one of the few blocks that Sam has had tonight, but good block anyway. So Onapa had gone really easy to say, I want to replay this ball, and went on the block, which that ball I feel could have been covered. And easy save there, and Tizo doesn't manage to pass it well. It goes to Onapa, who is blocked again. So we can see Onapa just trying to encourage Tizo, say, come in, come in, come in, come and play that ball, come and help me. And that's Duke doing a great job there in waiting for Onapa and getting 2 blocks consecutively to take spotters to equalize. And we see Sam easily blocking that one. And this time around, we've gotten the blocks that spotters has been really waiting for. So now it means it's homework because they've managed to block Onapa twice, and now they've blocked the middle, who seem just to go straight on Sam's hands right there.
We've seen they've made several blocks there, like about 3 consecutive
Three
blocks.
consecutive blocks
Yeah.
by 1 by Sam and 2 by Duke.
That one-on-one block. The ball is out. So it's an error there. They think it's on, but it's clearly out if you can see
Yes,
from here.
here it's out, and
I think we shall get a replay and see
I think that ball is out. Yeah.
where the ball is.
If you're me right now, what we're watching is a situation where Onapa is really a bit overloaded.
It's a bit out. It's slightly out.
Out,
You can
slightly
see even
out,
Daniel dodges that one. Another block from Spotters. My! They're doing a block party here.
Yeah. And you can
Those
see
are four
KBC's morale has really gone down.
Yeah.
And
Because it's hard, you're lifting one player here, but you can see
That's
maybe
a good
I
assisted
think
block.
Duke, and some could say Duke takes the middle
Yes.
for the steal ball,
Yes.
and then Sam concentrates to
concentrate
block
on the
out
outside.
the other
Yes,
side.
yes.
I think that's
but
what they're
mostly
doing.
because Duke can manage to try and have that double jump. Why? Because
Yes.
Onapa is backcourt.
And there's two attackers.
Mm.
But was that ball actually touched? Or there's a net play?
There's a net touch.
foul there on
Yes.
Spotters. But did the ball the setter try to dump? Was it touched by the block?
I didn't see them complain. So most of the times, you know how a men's game goes. You'll see them complaining, then you'll know that there was a touch. And we see the ref calling and talking to Moses. I don't know what's happening there. They must be cautioning Sam. I saw him touching the net. But that's a 2-point lead by Spotters right there.
Yeah, and I want to see what KVC can do, because they've not been blocked that much in the previous sets, but you can see blocking has become too much, and Sam has tried to attack, and that's a free ball. Is he going again? And yes, he's going again, and this time it's very hard, but KVC defends that one, and ball is still in. Such a good defense.
Relentless pursuit. We don't look down until the ball is scored. And we see Elanyu there, one of the old veteran liberos, having a kill. So on the scoreboard, Elanyu will go out with a point today. Do you recognize that? But a good fight from both teams. But also, I like the fact that Spotter says we will keep that middle coming. And on the outside there, Duke easily scores.
From Duke, it's a very sharp cross-court play there.
Yes.
Very sharp. I think the libero is not in position.
Yes.
I think
But also the middle is
running.
The middle is moving, trying to come and block for the setter. You don't have to block for him. Block your zone and let him have those touches.
Yes, let him do his touches.
Oh yes, let him do his touches.
Force the attacker to pass above the block. They could make an error there.
Julius is saying, who's that female commentator? But there are two females. So which one are you asking? But I will introduce myself. My name is Memory Dube, aka Coach Memza, and I'm here with.
She's here with me, Shamira Kalanzi. Always here to serve you. Ball is still in play, by the way. Good pancake. I keep mentioning that Munui's ball is too quick. So
he's enjoying those quick sets there. He's enjoying, and it seems like they've got a relationship with Moses.
Yeah. What's interesting is that the setter is setting the middle backward. So every time he gives Emma that ball, he's just alone, almost alone, if you'd say. You see, he's left with the setter.
With the setter, and the setter is short. Yeah. So really now the game has taken another level. We can see KBC trying to hold on, trying to say, come on guys, let's go. And but we also see Spotter saying, not this time.
It's an ace service. Duke has had several ace services
today.
Yes. He's enjoying that service box today.
Ochan saying, we watched this game last, it was already 3-0.
Oh, fans are always funny. Oh, Ataho Alan. Oh, by the way, Ataho Alan is my friend from school. So, Ataho Alan, thank you for tuning in. I am taking this chance to recognize you, so you don't say I didn't.
Thank you
for watching.
I agree with Naka. Okay, Alaisa, let me use that one. Who's saying the setter is loading on up? I feel that way as well. I feel like try your middles. You might just try your middles. Who knows? You see, another error going to
another error looking for Naka.
And
Emmanuel comes in very hard again. The veteran, as you call him.
The veteran.
He's now has risen up.
Yeah, for me, the KBC change honestly didn't work, because the young man, the setter, is also coming and is playing the same game as the other setter. You need to have two players who play the same position, but will give you something different.
Yes.
Run all combinations.
And despite the setter being left alone, Emma is taking that ball very hard in diagonal.
Oh, very hard.
Nothing there.
Very hard.
That's what you should do as an attacker, but there's no one there.
That's
There's
true.
no one to
That's
defend
true.
that ball, and
That's
it's very quick and too fast.
Yeah, and the score is 14-9. Sporters gear has changed right now. They're probably making a statement to say, you know what, we're not the defending champions for nothing. And last we saw was an ace from Duke, and Kavc called that timeout.
Yeah, it's their first time out and the first time out of this set. I feel they're not like making so many errors this set, but then Sporters has now also minimized their errors, and they are now playing what is supposed to be their game, as we know. Yes, so
Kavc has
they are
Smith
trying.
right there on the bench as well. They could get him in because we've seen Sporters bring in everyone. Right now from Sporters, we've seen both liberos play. Who hasn't played? Julius came in to serve. So that's like you acknowledge that
They've
you're the
used
bench.
almost everyone on their bench, except maybe Coach Malik. I think he's there.
Oh yes, Coach. But Coach Malik, we know he will always come in once the service goes haywire because right now the passing, they're passing.
Yeah, he's
Not
there
so
as a
good, but
support
it's
player.
decent. It's decent. That ball is overpassed as well.
I think he's there to give that support
Yeah.
for the players to know that
Yeah.
if there's if we need cash, we need this, he's going to be there and he's ready
Yeah.
to come on. And he had a wonderful season last
year.
season. It was a surprise for him as well, I think.
Yeah.
But he had such an impressive season because he had
Surprised him.
no, he was surprised to actually be got from the bench and to become a
play.
starting
Oh,
player.
yes.
Because he's a coach player, he coaches the ladies team.
Yeah.
So I think he had to put in so much effort. Coach the ladies team, come and play for your team.
Yeah.
So actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we see Endra there, like we said, experience going above Moses and saying, you know what, I can see Otim, you are there, but I'm going to outrightly go above Moses and I'll get that point. Reducing the gap there to 4, but let's see if they can actually close down that gap. Agaba, as we've already spoken, is not really in point, but Emma will easily get that side out.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes as you play volleyball, you hear people saying the game has matured.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the game is mature, yes, but they mean they bring in those experienced players. And you can see on both sides, Kavc and Sporters have tried to bring in those experienced players. We can see Joel Endra, we can see Emmanuel Muludi. Oh, good play there from Onapa.
Someone is saying, Alex, on an analytical point, it looks unlikely you guys should change the coaching to I dug most the balls compared to I tagged more than you. A team with good backward defense can easily win. And then Isaac is talking about the setters. They will play with the person who's delivering. And I'm not surprised Martin is playing with Onapa who's delivering. Someone is saying good commentaries. Yeah. I feel like everyone is true, right? But you also want to play with the tempo of the game. What is the game saying? You know, in as much as, okay, he's delivering, but what does the game want you to do? Because he will get blocked a lot of balls. He will tire out because he's a good player. It doesn't take away the fact that he's a good player, you know?
Yeah, we can see Mululi Emmanuel risking it all on the service.
Oh, yes.
This is what is interesting on players. Sometimes you have a lead. I feel, what do you think a player should do in this moment? Should they serve the ball on because they are comfortable, they're having that lead? So they should they relax that pressure and serve the ball on? Or do you think they should continue to risk it and go hard?
For me, I think from the point the whistle goes, just go for those hard services. But if you see that you're struggling getting them on court, adjust something. Like I said, for me, it's an issue of people need to adjust because their services are going out. So move a step backward. You know, because also giving the easy serves at this point, when you have people like Sam or people like Kavc number 1 who've seen who are hard hitters in the middle, they'll obviously come to you hard, you know. But maybe for this game, I think my comment would be,
I think Rukundo, is he Rukundo shot number 12?
Yes, Rukundo Smith.
Rukundo Smith, yeah.
Has come in
So,
for the save.
yes. I think it's a good substitution that he's in, because I feel he's tactical on scoring, but then as you mentioned it, Moses just gives that ball to Daniel.
And
so
and an even matchup there, like
Yeah.
Endra going against Boom, but also with the middle having jumped in the wrong position. So definitely Goom will make use of that side out
and
there.
he's being left there behind with Joel
Yes.
Endra.
Yeah.
So you can see Boom has the advantage because he's taking that ball so high up. The captain serves on. Good pick from Tizo. Oh, Joel Endra forces
and-
that tit for tat between him and Daniel Groom there.
Oh, with the way Daniel is so high, he just needed to press that ball. But you can see Endra forcing it to go out. What we say,
Yes.
there has to be some skill. There has to be some different skill set besides that just attacking the ball that you are taught by your coach. There are high hands there. What do you do on your hands? And we're seeing Endra use that. Well, let's see what Sportus is going to do to get that side out middle. And Sam chooses to dump that ball. I thought people were going to go for that ball.
I think we have technically us in Ugandan volleyball, I'm going to say it, we have that moment where you feel players are just vibrating. There's no communication on who should actually take the dumps. And it's not just in a few teams, it's in almost every team here.
That's true.
They don't push. If you watch the game that we had earlier on with that Friuli Volleyball Club of Italy, you could see they were slightly more organized on their defense. Yes, they did have strong attackers, but you can see such a ball for them on their team. It was hard to play such a ball.
I'll give you an example. For me, that ball that landed earlier on, if the libero is on court, that's his ball. That's the libero's ball. The minute it's a slow ball, it's always the libero's ball. But also Endra being on the left side of the court, that's his ball. You don't expect the setter to get off court and take that ball because the setter is in front. Who's going to set? But we see Endra being shut down there by Kum saying, no, not on my watch. And 6-point lead there. Any comebacks that you're suspecting by KVC?
And see, they brought in Julius as well. Good pick from Endra, though. This time goes off on Duke. Duke dumps it. Is it still in play? Yes, it's a free ball. And it's out. I don't know. I sometimes laugh because of how attackers want to rush that play, send it over.
Yeah.
Point, yes, but if it's not a point, there's so many questions from the team.
Oh, that's true.
Why did you not
Why
set
did you
that
not
ball?
set that ball? Yes. No, we always celebrate with them and say good job when they score. But you make an error. Why did you do that? So we see Martin coming back in here, and Sportus leading for the first time in this match. I would say they're leading comfortably because the first two sets really they won because KBC was like, there you go. Yet KBC, we thought it was a point-to-point game until the last minutes. But this set really Sportus making a statement. But also it could be mental for KBC.
Yes. It's an error, miscommunication there. I don't know if between the setter. Is it the setter and the attacker?
The set was intended for the backcourt attack.
Yes.
However, it went somewhere in pipe, and Tizo was way too far, and no one could get that ball over. So, yeah.
Yes, and these errors, it's a late game for Sporters. You can see there. They just need 3 points to take this set. And KVC is calling the second timeout. But I'll continue to say that KVC has killed itself with so many errors here, because in the first set they played so
very well, very well. They were
Yes.
resilient, they were serving well, and we saw just those last minute errors. But now, for me, I think it's now mental. Those two sets are haunting them more like we threw it, we gave it to them. So instead of focusing on this set, they're still on the previous sets because right now we're not seeing any resistance at all.
And I was going to mention that if you can win a set, if you can lose a set, yes, you've lost it, but you had 7 errors. What happens if you cut out about 4 of those errors and you stay with 3 errors? And you could
and those become your points actually.
Yeah.
So, and we've seen Julius come in and he's served pretty much well, and he serves it out after a timeout. That is what we call the coach's point.
Yeah, calling the timeout.
Calling the timeout, and after that you get a point.
Yeah, let's see what Julius can do in this game, because he had a little bit of a difficulty in the last game. I think maybe his game plan was a little bit distorted by Nemo Stars with their services. Maybe he planned to use his middles and his opposites,
and there was no pass.
There was no good reception for that. And sometimes that can disturb the setter's mind.
Oh, that's true.
The
But
attackers.
we see him coming in right here and making that statement, setting the middle first, and Sam scores there, even as that young man touches the ball. Who would be your MVP of this match?
Yes, but I'll say. Oh, I was going to.
Was that Duke?
That is Duke. Actually, this is his fourth ace of the match.
So today he's been that consistent. But that's a good float. Look at that speed.
Float, you can
that's a
see.
good float. But I feel like Tizo left it when the
I
libero
think Tizo shouldn't have
should
come in.
yes. And now they really go for
It's
the
another tough serve. Oh, good effort from Agaba, but there is no play. I feel Agaba has not played his game today, and when you don't play your game, you feel you see he's the one who actually moved in to pick that ball.
He's
But
supposed
he's
to move in
calling,
because
yes.
he's supposed to, because that's a libero ball.
But now he's calling his receiver attacker to inform him maybe he should play that ball. So I feel maybe it's not good
yeah.
for him to move.
Yeah.
If you move, you have to play the ball.
Okay, see the young man, they called him Tony,
just the 10 years,
making
Tony.
his debut into the league. Do you think he might
That's
get an
his debut.
ace? Yes, that's his debut. Yeah, so
For National Volleyball League.
National Volleyball League.
Let's see what he can do.
Apparently, he plays middle position with his height.
Yeah, it is match point.
Yes,
for Spotters. And it
And
is the veteran, the one and only Mululi Emmanuel, who gets that point, and Spotters has taken this game. It was interesting at the start, but in the middle there, I don't know
yes. I would honestly say KVC have themselves to blame. There was so much in this game. They were looking stable. They were serving well, but the mistakes. Coach Dube, who did you hand the baton to? Oh my goodness, that's a tough question. Maybe I needed to hand the baton. I will go back and I will hand the baton. But tough question there, Nathan.
Yeah, I see Hillary to him says nice voice, ladies, but increased intonation. Big up to Spotters. I don't understand intonation. I think it's just thing of screaming where you're screaming for a point, like almost like football.
I was about to say, I don't know if volleyball commentary would want us to do that, but maybe we should try it one day. But and it's also not my style, but we will try it, Hillary.
I feel like volleyball commentary, it differs from football, because football, the ball is moving from one person to another and keeps coming back to the people. But for volleyball, at some point,
well, maybe if Shadrach from NPS is doing commentary, I hear him doing that a lot. Yeah, but I'm not really used to that. Yeah,
but I think volleyball, you don't have to go so much into the ball, because the ball is quick. It takes so many seconds in the air.
Yeah.
So you have to do, the biggest part has to be analysis, and sometimes you have to be
statistics.
Statistics. Because the moment we are talking service, the ball, let me for Moses has served, and then ball goes to maybe Joel Endra, then Joel Endra receives the set. It's tough.
It's not volleyball. Volleyball is about, can they get the break point?
Yes.
Who's on the service box? What do they do normally? How do you think they're going to save? How tactical are they? But yeah, congratulations to Spotters and tough luck to KVC. These two teams, Spotters, the defending champions, and KVC came out with silver last season. We do hope they are going to get a good season ahead. We hope KVC will recover, work on all the areas that they need to work on, but we also hope Spotters will improve a few things. Like we said, they were struggling a bit in past. Several players are struggling. I hope we're just going to have a good season, and all the best to you as well, Shamira. I know you're a player.
Yes, thank you so much. I've enjoyed actually doing commentary here with you. We're a very good match. I hope we can do many more games together. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been such a wonderful day. We started off in the morning with St. Charles versus Arc, and St. Charles took that game 3-2. Then we went on to Bugema versus KU, and Bugema took the victory 3-0. And then we went on to Free Willy versus National Team Select, and the Italians took that one. I think they'll enjoy it as they go back home. And then we had KCB versus Ndeje. KCB not surprised us, but they are playing so well against Ndeje, and it ended 3-0. Yes, and then now we've had another 3-0 from Spotters and KVC. But we don't have a clear schedule for league yet, but just know next weekend we are going to be with you. We don't know about the matches yet, but we shall be with you.
Definitely. I will impose myself. I can see somebody's near me, the big guy that you're asking about.
Oh, by the way, Albert should come and say something.
Yes, people were looking for you.
Some messages to respond to here. Please, Albert, come close.
Please,
you
Albert, come.
You have messages. Oh.
He's running away.
He's running away from his fan. Your favorite commentator is wants to run away. But you have some comments to respond to here. Please come and respond to Betty Nakandi. She said something like our big man on commentary is off,
Enjoying what he loves.
what he loves the most. So how about
I was actually watching the game. I've not taken any BS this morning. Yep, it has been an interesting game. It has been. I'm personally disappointed in KVC. They have not turned up really well, except especially their big name players were totally off today. Particularly
we are saying?
Onapa and what is the other name? What is the other person? I forget the other attacker. They were totally off today, so I think that is one of the reasons as to why they really didn't perform well.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, see you next weekend. Yeah, thank you, Memory, for being here with
You're
us.
welcome. Good night. Thank
We
you.
want to sign her. Want to sign memory.
This page.
Okay, ladies and
KVC, my
gentlemen.
wolf. Good night, ladies
Good
and
night.
gentlemen.
Yeah, we shall see you next weekend. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. Please invite your friends to subscribe. We are going to be with you every weekend of this season. Thank you.